Welcome into Sports Talk at the stadium tonight from Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida, where Clemson defeated Florida State 29-13. Our report is brought to you by the South Carolina Beef Council. Historic night for the Clemson Tigers and for Dabo Swinney and the ACC as Swinney becomes the all-time winningest ACC coach in terms of wins at an ACC school, surpassing Bobby Bowden tonight on Bowden Field here at Doak Campbell Stadium. That's 174 wins and counting for Swinney with the Tigers. If you were looking for a lot of fireworks from Clemson's offense tonight, like they had shown the previous three games, you would have been disappointed as the Tigers built an early lead here and pretty much turned to their running game, Phil Maffa, and to their defense, complete team effort in keeping Florida State at bay. Fourth straight win for the Tigers here in Tallahassee as well, as they remain undefeated in ACC play. Again, the Tigers did this from a methodical standpoint. After getting an early lead, they went to the running game with Phil Maffa, and he responded in a big way, had one run of 59 yards. He finished the night with 154 yards on 25 carries. Cade Klubnik supported the running game with his arm, 235 passing yards and a couple of touchdowns. The Tigers finished right at 500 total yards of offense. Defensively, Dabo Swinney said coming in, they had to stop the Florida State run game. They did that. Only 22 rushing yards allowed. Clemson put together some long drives in terms of plays. They had 74 plays. They had 6 possessions of 8 plays or longer. They had 28 first downs. They had over 31 minutes in time of possession. So after winning their previous 3 games with quick strikes and deep balls, the Tigers showed tonight that when they have to, they can line up and grind it out with the best of them. The Tigers only had 1 possession that was 3 and out all night. Florida State had 6. Defensively, Barrett Carter, Wade Woodaz, they had 10 tackles each. The Tigers' secondary and also their defensive front got their hands on some balls. They broke up 7 passes tonight. They had 2 sacks, and they had 6 tackles for loss. So the stats all look pretty good, though this game was still somewhat up in the air until the last half of the fourth quarter. Clemson left a lot on the field. You do that when you have 7 drives that end in field goal attempts, and you hit on 5 of them. So that was big for Hoosier, but 2 of the field goal attempts were blocked. And obviously Dabo Swinney was not pleased with that, something he said that they will work on right away in practice. But because they were settling for field goals and not completing drives and getting touchdowns, this game still remained a little bit closer than you would have thought, the way Clemson was dominating in terms of number of plays, time of possession, yardage, and all that. Florida State hung in there. Seminoles played hard. Their quarterback, Brock Glenn, did some good things, hit a few deep balls, but it wasn't nearly enough. And, of course, this is not nearly the Florida State team that you're used to seeing. So Clemson wins again, and that's 4 in a row for the Tigers. They will no doubt, with what happened today in college football, move up in the polls again on Sunday. And as we've said here during this run for the Tigers, things around them are happening quite well, as some of the top contenders in the ACC are struggling right now. Louisville losing today. And, of course, as I'm recording this, Miami is playing out on the West Coast. So we'll see how that turns out. But right now, Clemson is focused. Clemson is pretty healthy. They are playing with a lot of confidence, and they believe in what they're doing. That makes for a very good football team, and the Tigers are that right now. You'll hear from the Tigers on our website, sportstalksc.com. And on Sunday, we'll have coverage of the Dabo Swinney conference call, and we'll talk about it with you Monday night on Sports Talk at 6:05. So we'll see you then. Once again, Clemson wins it here in Tallahassee, 29-13. Our coverage brought to you by the South Carolina Beef Council.